We talked about hiring.
I haven't seen anything that says you have to.
No, I'm talking about
unless it's a
fire
state level
department
job. A
chief.
state level job.
He was a volunteer, and nobody said you were gonna make him permanent, and yet you hired him at $48,000 a year, which is public funds, and you did not advertise.
I'll ask Bob about it.
Huh?
Maybe we have to know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think you do.
I mean, at least have a job description. Doesn't even say how many hours he works or anything.
If you didn't put
Well, we have to think of
the
it.
job out there for other
Good
applicants.
morning, Barney, I didn't even know you were here.
Oh, yeah.
You had to be.
I've been wandering around.
You want to share?
I think you could send this to state because they
So
already
it was your
heard.
bad. They told me
So
that
it's
the
in the
DOD,
state.
that the DOD, all this stuff was knocked off of the walls.
The furniture store, the one that has the photos pulling, it's been since the 60s.
You wrote?
No, that one didn't shatter, every other one shattered.
You're kidding.
So she was working in the shelter last night. So for it's strong as I am. And she's telling us, she goes, roll with this call and says, well, we've got to go talk for you. We'll wait for you to get here.
How do you do with the board?
No, they sat down with a video for the winter. Oh, and then the owner report.
That's what I meant, the only
Yeah.
board.
We picked up twice.
Good morning, Bonnie. This is for you. I'll put it in your office.
You're a lot better shape than us. Well, we're missing one.
Great, I need anything else out of your bag, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is. And I ate it. See that at the top. Go sit
Perfect.
Everything is just great.
Thanks.
It's right.
Good morning.
I'll forgive me that. Make fun of it when I call Jack.
Pardon?
Wonder where Jack is.
I
Get here early.
don't have my phone.
Is he okay?
Just turn on my phone, it's fine.
He still has 2 minutes.
Yeah. I like it.
When I was young, I might have gotten here in 2 minutes, but now I'm here.
I haven't even all my bills. Their prices are comparable, most things comparable to Walmart. They have everything at over.
Thank you.
Creams, you know.
Leave this out.
Warm.
Very
They have
expensive.
face
Red
creams,
showing.
and their prices are just about like Walmart.
Somebody
And they
else
have
popped
all
out.
kinds of cleaning supplies, food.
He's a smart guy.
They don't have any of that. So there's supposed to be, that would be nice if they did that.
Milky Way, some frozen things. Pizza.
But all, you need flour,
Good.
cocoa, sugar is there. I need cocoa.
Oh, a little bit, a little bit.
You've got a lot of.
You got the application?
Petitions needed, you know, yesterday,
I like it when I don't use it.
Jeff said something about his own his too.
that's right. But I felt like last month.
I don't see any action in your house this morning.
Here he comes.
Bob
Here
out.
comes Mr. Fight.
I saw you yesterday.
Here he comes.
I got him.
So make up a bunch of them.
Oh. I didn't see him out there. So the garage doors were the garage doors were shut.
It was such a crease.
I wish you'd get that.
We're doing that.
Yeah, we're taking them to San Diego and see if the daughter can sell them.
Oh.
She got the motor home up there. She's trying to get rid of everything for us.
He told me he was taking the motor home, man. He was taking the garage.
He actually cleaned them all up and got motors on the trailer, so we'll take them up on Saturday.
Okay, 9 o'clock, let's bring our meeting to order. Could we get roll call, Bonnie?
Dale Johnson.
Here.
Jack Byfield.
Here.
Fran Aldridge. Here. James Barrett.
Present.
Wally Alexander.
Here.
And let's stand up for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, open session pursuant to the California Government Code, section 54954.3. Members of the public may address the board at any time on any items of the public interest that are within the board's subject matter jurisdiction. The Ralph M. Brown Act, however, prohibits the board from taking action on any matter not appearing on the agenda. Personal attacks on individual, slanderous comments or comments which may invade an individual's personal privacy are prohibited. Those who wish to address the board should come to the microphone and state your name and address for the record. Members of the public may make comments only once for the duration of this meeting on any items of public interest for 3 minutes as recognized by the chair.
Says 5 minutes.
Do we have,
5 is.
yes, sir.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Nuyen-Kariotis, Salt City. Wally Alexander, Fran Aldridge, Dale Johnson, John Byfield Jr.
Not junior, sir. John Byfield. I'm not a junior.
You've all been served with notice of intention to petition for recall.
Okay. Good. Any other public comments today?
My name is Shirley Palmer. I live in Desert Shores, and I love the West Shores of the Salton Sea. I've lived here over half a century, and I've seen things come and go. I've seen good things happen, and I've seen bad things happen. But the other night at the district meeting, I was very taken back by the firefighters getting up and demeaning Mr. Barrett. It doesn't matter that they did that if they do it in their own public club, in their clothes. But in doing it in the fire department uniform means that they're representing the district. And you can't have the look of any mispropriety. You should be the shining example for, your behavior shows nothing but good words. Also, when I went to the store, I got several calls, and I went to the store at Desert Shores, and you had placed Mr. Barrett's recall inside the district box. And the district didn't recall Mr. Barrett. Those 10 people did. So you give that an official looking recall by placing it in that box, and that is unfair to Mr. Barrett. When I sat on the board like you are, and Mr. Barrett was on the board, I got so upset with him. I mean, I just could hardly stand him. I liked him as a person because I met him at different meetings that went on. But sitting on this side of the table, Mr. Barrett looks good, because he's the only one listening to the public. Also, I went to look at the sewer ponds. They should look like parks. That water should be clean. There shouldn't be grass growing in the middle of it, all around it, and mosquitoes. It's just terrible. That should be clean water, and you'll have a million birds there. You could give a tour, because the water board loves sewer ponds. They hate the mechanic, the waste to take care of. But they love sewer ponds. And you could be a shining example for the sewer district if you take those ponds and clean them and keep them clean. And clean 10 feet out from your fences. They look horrible. And I've been on the sewer board, and I know the things that you go through. I mean, I've been on this board. So I know the things you're going through. And I'm I'm not berating you, I'm just saying these are things that you need to look at. We are, first and foremost, a sewer district. And when people go out there, and they do go out there, I got lost, and that's how I ended up there. And then I thought, oh my word, I can't believe it. So then I went to the other one. It's the same way. We have powers. We have ambulance, we've been to West Shores. We have fire department, which looks like it's going to make a separate department into itself. And we have street lighting, we have a bunch of powers. But our main responsibility to the public is taking care of the sewer. Now, I was called on a spill. I was called like 5 days. And then the third day, I got a bunch more calls. So I called, because I was in the hospital, but I picked up my messages. So I called Linda. And Linda said, yes, she had a call too. And I said, go find out where it is. And then call the board, and then call the district and tell them. She called on the third day. She didn't get an answer back until the 5th day. They couldn't find it. And then when they did, they didn't have the pipe. And it took them 2 to 3 days to fix it. That doesn't meet good standards. I mean, we need to assure the people that the fees that we are collecting for sewer funds, for the sewer, that our men are doing the job, and that they take pride in it, because they represent, this is the only government we have here, other than the county, and they're not here. So I would just say, please, go look for yourself. Don't take my word, but go look for yourself. Something needs to be done. And I notice you have an agenda item putting Jan in position of interim manager. You're going to interview. You're going to interview managers. Why do you need to put all that responsibility on her? Look at her. She's tiny. People come in here and they are berate and they just will attack her. She shouldn't be put in that position. She's the finance officer, and she needs all her time to do her job. I wish you would rethink this. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Shirley. All right.
Good
How you
morning.
doing?
I'm Nuyen-Kariotis. I will try not to stumble through this on the slot check. I would like to know who on the board has a key to the agenda boxes, or who has access to it, and who actually really puts stuff in the boxes. The item in question was put in over the weekend, and it's a $1,000 a day fine for doing that. Now, we're all claiming we're all poor. You guys can't afford this. You can't afford to make mistakes like this. I'm really hoping that you guys go and get training and learn how to be a cohesive force.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else this morning?
I got a quick one that actually answer questions on the placement of the recall notice against me. There was a copy on the window here, at the market here, and Market Desert Shores, and I come and talk to Jan. She said that on Friday, Director Alexander had asked for the key. On Monday, and that was Monday when I seen it on the board, is when I asked Jan. She said he borrowed it on Friday, brought it back Monday. I went home, looked up the law again, and wrote a cease and desist letter to Director Alexander, courtesy copy to Patterson, informing him about the fact that you cannot use 8317 of the government code. You cannot use public resources for political or private purposes. $1,000 a day fine plus up to a $10,000 fine by the FPPC. So I sent that cease and desist, and then the lawyer got back with Jan on Tuesday morning and said that is correct, and she then took the notices there. So it appears it's Mr. Alexander placed them there, and on that information I've submitted a claim to the Fair Political Practices Commission for a violation of the Fair Political Practices Act.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Excuse me, a little bit off track. My name is Linda Lockhart. I live in Salton City. I've been a resident for quite some time. On that sewer spill, the sewer spill was there. They were working on it for 5 days. The gentleman did call me right back, the worker on the district. But to this day, I'm still getting telephone calls every night from the man that called me and told me about that sewer spill. Somewhere between Aberdeen and Treasure, over by the old motel, it has been every night a very awful sewer smell Still to this day, they did go repair where that spill was at. It was right in the wash of the Johnson's Landing area. Like I said, between Aberdeen and Treasure, these two streets right there. Salton Bay comes this one direction, and I'm not sure of the other one that goes straight down. But he called me again last night and asked me, please, Linda, can you find out? Because right there, all the way to Salton Bay, we have people that their trees are mysteriously dying. If this is not the sewer, we need to find out if this is Salton Sea and get after the Salton Sea Authority and have them do something. But there is an awful, awful smell in that area. Okay.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Okay, anyone else this morning? Open session. New business, okay. A, move to give Tim Roberts, the sewer maintenance field foreman, the authority to hire another sewer maintenance employee. One person has been out on medical leave for almost a year, and the sewer department is in dire need of a replacement. Director AUG. On this, I don't believe he can hire him. I think the board has to, and we have to go back to anyone that was laid off last and give him the opportunity to come back on this.
Jim knows that.
Yeah, but I think he doesn't have the authority to hire him. He probably, give us, well,
We give
if
him the
he's the
authority.
one, we're probably gonna have to
We
vote to
give
hire him.
him, we give him. the
Or
authority.
maybe, since we have if we have an interim general manager later, we hire that way. We might want to,
As I said the other
go
night,
through some more of these things. I believe that's the way we'd have to do that.
the way the law
Any
says you
other,
have to do it is, you are correct. The general manager is the only one that can hire or fire anyone. The board can only hire or fire the general manager. That's why the other night, your activity with hiring the fire chief is illegal, and it's an unauthorized misappropriation of public funds if we pay him for that. Anyone authorizes that as an accessory in aid and abetting.
It's not illegal.
So that being said, the only way we can legally hire a person is to have the general manager hired. The general manager does not have to be a paid employee, so, and the word they use is we shall appoint a general manager, and we have the option of paying them. So it is within our power to appoint a general manager, then it's up to them to decide what they're going to do and not going to do. So as a board,
thank
we
you.
have no power to hire anybody except for a general manager.
I think we do, but on another point, would you like to go to item C then?
Did you happen to actually ask the lawyer about your ability to hire?
Yes, I have no problem with it.
The lawyer has no problem with that?
Yeah.
Does he have that in writing?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Not that I don't know. I just know
Oh, that's
I don't
so
have to worry
convenient,
about
that's a convenient truth, ain't it? Did the lawyer contact us about that issue, board secretary?
Not that I'm aware of,
So
but my
the-
email's still down, so
Oh, is it?
we want to get it fixed.
So you're saying for the record now, President, that the lawyer said it's okay for the board to hire people other than the general manager? Is that what you're saying on video right now, on tape?
That's right.
Okay. And you had this conversation with him?
Yeah.
When did you have this
I
conversation?
know, it was a while back.
How-
I don't take everything, I
Okay.
do everything like
Now, why
you.
do you put up with this?
But anyway, I move that we go to item C. If anyone has a problem with that, about an intern manager, since we don't have a general manager, and we're having a lot of problems since there is a general manager.
I have
And it's
a
gonna
question
take
on that.
a
What situation has changed since the posting of this agenda that occurred that makes it necessary to add a time-sensitive document?
We need a general, we need an intern.
Did we not know about this when this was posted, or 24 hours ago, when we could inform the people by amending it?
Well, but I have the
How
right to do
all of a
this.
sudden it came up?
I have the right to do this, we don't want to do it too often, but I have the right to do it, you know it, so.
No,
you don't
we
try
have to
act
vote
like-
on it, and it's under certain, it has to be 4/5 votes, which I'm sure you get to add the item, but it's also supposed to be that it was time sensitive because we did not know about it. What has changed where we did not know about it on Friday, on yesterday, within, by 9
No,
o'clock?
I just put it on today.
You just put it on today?
Yes, right.
What has changed that makes it time sensitive?
Well, I know that we need one in there, and that should have been on there, and I didn't put it
You
on.
really need to
That's
go
what
to
it
school
is.
and learn the Brown
Oh,
Act,
do I?
sir, because you are majorly incompetent.
Yeah. What'd you say?
you're incompetent.
Oh, you think so? Any
Yeah.
Any other slanderous comments today, Barrett?
There's
Please
no
stop.
slander if it's truth. You're
Oh,
incompetent.
it's
If you don't
true.
know the Brown Act, you're not following the Brown Act.
I'm following the Brown Act.
How?
Just fine.
Al, what's time sensitive about this to make
We
it?
need an intern general manager because all
Why
the problems
would-
are here that you arise because we don't have a general manager. How hard is that to figure out?
How hard is it to figure out that? Not just all of a sudden today you figured it out. Crash slamming shit,
I didn't want to
slamming
wait any
stuff
longer
on
until
the
next
agenda.
month. because
Slamming
too many
stuff
things
on
are
the
coming
agenda
up.
so that people don't know about it. Unless they come here, you have no shame, you have no morals, you're
I want to vote
and
to,
you're
can I
incompetent.
get a
Shame
motion?
or morals. We have one person on the board, namely Mr. Barrett, who does nothing, absolutely nothing for this community other than instigate problems. He's out to do.
You're wrong.
And so are you.
You are wrong. And as a board member, you can be told that you're an idiot.
Mr. Barrett cannot get elected to this board because this community knows him. You guys may love him, that's okay. He slid into this position because nobody else signed up. Otherwise, he would not be on this board.
Is it because of
He
his,
is a
is it
nemesis.
because of his civil activism?
Yes.
Because his civil activism is what put him here a long time ago, way before this board started acting.
I know, and he was
And this
only
is
on here
wrong.
one time and he's never got elected again.
Director Aldrich,
He's still here.
Director Johnson, Director Fifield, their first terms, they were appointed, they were never
But they
elected.
got reelected again.
Alexander over here was never elected, so why should he serve? He's
Okay,
never
let's
got
get
elected.
back to the meeting.
And he got,
That's enough.
they got elected. You
Fran.
never could.
Fran, there's no use,
Arguing with him. Well, I'd just like for them to know that back
Can I get a motion to move to make Jan Tompson interim GM until such time as a permanent person can be found for GM position?
Are you going to add it to the agenda?
Or, yeah, I want to move, can I get a motion to add this agenda item to the agenda?
I make a motion, we add this item.
That should be it.
And I second it.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
No.
I have a question. According to the Brown Act, and according to district law, I believe, and I may be wrong, but you have to give the public 24-hour notice when you're going to put something on the agenda. It has to be agendized, or you're not acting in a correct way. And I'm not for or against anybody, but I am for you doing it correctly. And what you're doing
Believe me,
now.
we've done it correctly.
Huh?
We can do it. It's not a good thing to do it all the time. You can't do this.
You, and the lawyer told you to do this?
Mhm. Thank you very much. Can I get a motion to move to make Jan Tompson interim GM until such time as a permanent person can be found for the general manager's position?
I make a motion that we hire Jan as GM, not hire, but we move her to make that.
An interim
in that
position until we
Interim,
get.
interim.
I second it.
All those in favor?
I need to talk on it in a second. I do not believe this
Did
is
she
an
get the
appropriate
same
item. I
thing?
do not believe it's an
Yes.
appropriate item.
It's just an interim.
It's
We're
not an
looking- we're
emergency
looking to hire
thing. It
someone
should have
right
been
away.
something that was dealt with at a regular meeting where the people could have their comment on it.
We're
And not
having
be,
a
and not be forced down their throat. So therefore, I'm going to abstain from this because it shouldn't be on the agenda. It should have been dealt with at another time, and it's no reflection on Jan whatsoever. And if she gets given that responsibility, I think it should be done at a regular meeting so we can compensate her money-wise. You cannot compensate her money-wise now because you can only talk about executive compensation at a regular monthly meeting. That's a Brown Act change that was made because of the city of Bell. So I think this should be done at a regular meeting where we can compensate her for it. And we cannot retroactively compensate her for it.
Why can't
Next
you
month.
people,
Report that well.
this person today, if you're interviewing, you have that information, can't you?
Yeah,
Well, they
that's
should
what we're
be
gonna
hired
look
very
at
quick
today.
if we
And
get this meeting
we're
over.
planning to hire someone very soon.
Yes. All
Well,
those
today
in
you
favor?
could save another meeting, because you had 3 meetings last month, that's $1,500. You're gonna have 3 again this month, this is $1,500. This district, that we can't afford all this.
Oh, I know, I
Well, I
realize
know,
that.
but you managed the last 2 months to have 3 meetings.
And this is all my fault because I don't
Well,
let them go on
Mr.
to a
Barrett's
private
fault.
serial meeting with the party and state.
Okay, all those in favor? To move, make Jan Tompson interim
I think
GM?
Bill did. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
No, No, I actually changed my note, abstain.
Yes, okay. On the first item, move to give Tim Robb, the sewer maintenance field foreman, the authority to hire another sewer maintenance employee. One person has been out of medical leave for almost a year, and the sewer department is in dire need of a replacement.
The general manager has the only authority to hire. You have a general manager that
Yeah,
can
we
do
should
that
change this
without
to
any direction
give,
whatsoever.
well, since we have an intern now, should we just change this to GM?
Actually, it doesn't need to be changed because
Why
we
not?
already have it in the budget for that extra person that we were going to take on until a person.
Can I get a motion to give GM, the sewer maintenance field foreman, the authority to hire another, or the GM to hire another person?
I make a motion, we give
Did
Tim
Jan already?
that authority to tell Tim he can hire someone.
I second it.
What?
No, you can't do that.
She doesn't need
Yeah,
it.
that's illegal.
She has to hire.
Right.
She's gonna hire, but she's gonna
Okay,
get a lot of
okay.
her. Well, she has to hire one person. It's
How
not
about-
like we're interviewing people for the job. There's one person in line that
There's
was
one
laid
person in
off.
line, that's who she's
and
gonna hire,
she's
or
gonna have
Tim's
to hire
gonna
them no
hire.
matter what.
Well, it's
Are
here.
they union contract?
Yeah.
Pardon me?
Or give her the authority to hire
I can go back and modify it. Didn't-
She's an intern GM.
How about,
Jan the authority?
Yes.
okay, how about we do it this way? We authorize the expenditure of the budget, the previously approved budget item of an extra person. Authorize
What's the
expenditure.
But we're already down.
And then she gets
a
to hire
person.
it. But what I'm saying is we have it in the budget.
Yes.
We
it's in
can't
the
direct her to hire someone. We can say, we're releasing this money that we budgeted for an extra person. So that means now it's available.
Yes.
And you know she's gonna go hire, but we can't direct her to hire anybody. That's circumvents the whole purpose of they hire, the general manager hiring the fire. So just authorize the expenditure of that.
GM acting, she can take her authority to hire someone for the sewer. Since they
And
need
he's
it.
saying your
Yeah, release
action
the
is
fund.
to release the fund.
Yeah, we're not directing her to hire, we're giving her the authority to, if she chooses to.
Okay, to give her the authority that she's given to hire someone for the sewer department.
I move we authorize the release of the budgeted funds for the hiring of the additional person that's needed.
Okay, give a second.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, main point. Okay, review applications, hopefully, most of them in there and reviewed them, I hope. We have them right here, Bonnie, and receive for the general manager position. Set date and times for interviews with applicants, and how we want to do it, okay? We gotta get this show on the road.
No.
I'm very surprised, we have very qualified people that have put in, we have 9 applications, and the ones I've been through are excellent, excellent, it's amazing.
Okay, I'll pass one down for everybody and then read them, and then just put your initial up here so we can all trade them all.
Have you been through it, James? Already?
Oh,
I don't think you have.
you've already seen them.
Yeah.
And this is, we're showing we're just, we've ranked this one.
Then be thinking about how we want to interview.
Yeah, one, like I was saying earlier, we cannot, the general manager is an executive, we cannot talk about their compensation. So at this meeting or at the interviews, we cannot talk about their compensation except for at the regular monthly meeting. So my suggestion is we schedule interviews.
Schedule during a regular meeting.
Maybe next week or whatever, to get interview them all in one day. It'll take 4 or 5 hours because there's 9 of them. Interview them all in one day, and then I believe we can do it in closed session before the regular meeting and at the regular meeting next month. Go into closed session, figure out which ones we want to offer the job to, and then come into open session and discuss how much compensation we're going to offer them. So we can do who we're going to hire in private.
So you want to have
private,
3 different meetings to do this?
Oh, no, we'll have one with the interviews.
Right. We have to
And then at the regular meeting next month, in closed session before,
Closed session before the regular meeting.
We talk about our, we talk about who we'd like to offer the job. And then come into open session, and an open session item would be how much are we going to offer them? That way the people have an input on how much we're going to offer them, and then, you know, we offer them the job. That way their privacy is protected, and we're
It's going to be hard if you have a closed session and you're going to decide who you want, and you don't even know what kind of pay they want.
well, that's what I'm saying, that's a logistical tricky thing. No, we can ask them in the interview. We can ask them, how much would you, do you understand this is a part-time position? How much are you looking for? And we can even explain to them that we can't make an offer because of the city of Bell thing.
That's a good idea.
And then that way, if they're still interested, if they say, well, no, I was really looking for full-time, or they give us a number that's just so large that
good idea. And then a closed session, we'll pick who we would like.
And then come out of closed session and figure out what compensation we want to offer them, and then we inform them that we've chosen you if you decided in this.
That has to be an open session, is what you're saying.
The compensation part, how much money is.
I have a question.
But we can decide in closed session who we're hiring.
Right, but at open session, you're going to discuss.
Just the price, how much money we're going to offer.
I have a question. Why is this position
How much?
of general manager just part-time?
Pardon me?
Why is the position of the general manager that you will be hiring going to be just part-time?
We think we can get someone that's qualified enough to run it that way. And on the basis that they have to come in, there'll be overtime. We're trying to cut back on some of the compensation. We want to see, you can always go full-time. We're trying it this way.
But if something comes up and the manager is not at work, who is in charge of the district when he is not working?
The job title we approved shows that they're basically on call.
They're on call practically, yeah.
And the original,
you're going to end up paying him more.
not necessarily. The original concept was we had a part-time general manager, less than full-time general manager, and a part-time fire chief. So our salaries are just a little bit more. And now the general manager doesn't have to worry about the fire stuff because the fire chief doesn't. That was the original thing, but now you hire a full-time fire chief now that throws the whole budget thing out. So
it'll be a lot easier for them.
How many hours are you going to hire the general manager for?
I believe it said, I don't have the job description in front of me, but we approved the job description like 2 weeks ago.
For 24 hours, I thought.
Yeah, and it seems like it was like that.
After 3 days, you work 8 hours.
Yeah, but that was originally a part-time general manager that handles sewer, parks, streetlights, everything else. Part-time fire chief, and that way your pay is just a little more, but we have a general manager that's concentrating on not getting fined by the water board. We have a fire department that's strictly concentrating on the fire department. So when they went and hired a full-time fire chief,
Well, we have some qualified people that already
are?
that are quite qualified for that. I'm very surprised. Very good applicant.
Everybody needs a job.
And that's the thing about offering something like this part-time, is you'll get people that don't want to work full-time, because they've done it for 20 years. Why do they want to work full-time when they're already getting a pension or something like that? So they can work part-time, collect their pension, and, be good with Social Security or whatever their pension is. So
Any more down there?
you get a better pool of people applying. So what's a good day to schedule? We should be able to do this all in one day, the interviews.
Yeah, you want to look through these first? Discuss all that?
I did glance the other day. There's no one here that I believe needs to be excluded. There's one person here that is asking for a lot of money, but you can't hold that against them because are you going to cut yourself short? Most people put salary wanted, open, negotiable. One person actually put a dollar amount, so you can't. I don't think you can hold that against them.
I also think when we interview these people, we need to have some goals to tell them what we want them to go for. We want, like the sewer, we want, instead of all these patch-up things, we try to get monies or grant monies. We want to fix things right. get things, make our thing look like parks. You know, constantly, that's what we want. We need to give them a goal to go for it. Not just, you know, they need to see that vision, what we're looking for.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
As a part-time, do they have a probationary period?
What is the probation period? 90 days or 30 days? Does anyone know?
I don't remember what the job description said.
I'm sure it is. Most jobs are. But we need to have a site, so if you know, like she's saying the sewer should look like, you know, I've been down here almost 6 years, they never look like parks. I couldn't believe when I went out there, I was like, where in the heck am I? When Tom took me around. But anyway, those are things we need to know. Those are things we need to tell these people. That's what we want you to go for, and this is what we want. So they have a goal to go for, and know that's the job we expect of them. To handle the sewer funds, get things fixed right, have on all our pump stations, alarms, they're all computerized or something, anything, and get these places down here where the dump stations, they're measured right, we're getting the right monies for those places when they're dumping and they're overflowing our sewers, all sorts of things. We got to give them those goals, so that's what we're looking for. So they know what to go for and what job we got, not just to hire someone because we don't have a general manager. Like, never had a goal.
So in other words, we give them like a quick description of the state of the district, and then ask them in the interview, how would you handle this? How would you resolve this? What are your suggestions?
Well, I'm telling everyone here,
see how they're thinking, if they have a mechanical mind, or they don't, or they're strictly a paper pusher.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell everyone here on the board that you're going to have to come up with some good stuff when we get through these people.
Well, Mr.
To
Johnson.
take the right person.
They gotta be able to write grants. That's one of the key things.
Right, yeah, we want, you know, there's a lot of, there's one guy in here that does all sorts of grants.
And they already know that was the job
know
description on the grant.
And they're in this area. They know where the money's at, how to get them, how to restructure them if you're not criteria quite, right? You can restructure the way you do things to get things. And they all take time too. Yes, Shirley?
When I was on the board, and I think Loretta was also, we had a sewer spill. It went into the Salton Sea from station number 2. We were fined $450,000 by the regional board. However, if we would write a letter, and I was told, because I was president of the board, that if I did not attend the meeting at the water board, the sheriff would pick me up and I would attend. We were told that if we would write a letter to the water board saying that our men are in constant education about wastewater, that we put new pumps on the stations.
Their employees need more education, is that what you're saying?
No, they have to be continually educated on wastewater. That we put new pumps and maintain those pumps and all of our pumps. That we clean up around when a man goes to look at one of the sewer stations, that he cleans it. Because most of them have fences where they got weeds or whatever. And we had to write about 4 other requirements that we would do. And it had to be from now into infamy, okay? They lowered that fine to $13,000 to the Salton Sea Authority, and I think the Water Quality Board got $8,000. And so we didn't have to pay the $450. But you never know when someone at the water board is going to take that, because that was a standing order. And that means it has to go on and on and on. Are you doing that?
We have a gentleman from Coachella Valley Water. He's normally down here on Tuesdays. I'm in contact with him. If we have any problems during our situation here before we get a GM, we can call him anytime. So we are in contact with him. He's offered his time free charges to come down anytime if we have any questions.
Back to the job description, at-will employee, 24 hours a week with overtime as required and authorized per board policy. So that's the specifics on that. can,
And his name is John Combs, the water. You know John Combs? Yes. He's offered his services. He's out here usually on Tuesdays. I talk to him every week. You know, things are going down here in our transition. The general manager job. So we are in contact with us. Good help or advice.
But are you following this?
Yeah, I haven't had him come out here to, I've told him what we're doing and everything, and that's good. You know, what's happening. I have. Pardon?
Does he get contact with him?
He might be. John Combs, I'm not sure. He's just offering his services free of charge to make sure our transition goes smoothly. And sorry for interrupting there. Go ahead. Where you?
No, I was just going to answer the question. It's 24 hours and at will employee. It's not a long-term contract. It's.
Oh, you have that letter?
Yeah, this is the general manager description.
Oh, general manager.
Yeah, the one we approved 2 weeks ago at a special meeting. And we couldn't, again, it was a special meeting, so we didn't talk about compensation. So what day is good for scheduling the interviews?
I can't do it tomorrow.
Well, we got to give them time.
I can't do
to come
Thursday.
in. Bonnie's got to contact with stuff. So how about like next Wednesday? Or what day next week? And again, I mean, 9 o'clock in the morning. And
how about Tuesdays?
Yeah, well, you know, just next week.
Anyone available next Tuesday is all right with anyone?
All right with me.
Wednesday and Thursday.
Tuesday's fine. Tuesday's fine. What, 9 in the morning for the
I
first one?
have 9 in the morning.
And what do you think we should schedule them?
I think
half an hour apart?
That's too long.
Well,
for an interview, one person?
I say schedule them a half an hour apart, and if it takes less time, then and the next person's there, then we should call them.
Mr. Barrett, we don't want to interview all of them. We only want to interview the ones that are qualified.
Not one.
Yeah, the nine that came in, I think are qualified, so.
Half of them don't have any sewer experience. How do you call that qualified?
Well, it's not all sewer.
Or grant.
Well, they do need some sewer experience.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what their primary job is taking care of the sewers. I mean, haven't you ever interviewed?
I think I can take 4 of them maybe out of there, but you know.
Which 4 would you take out?
Paul Canto.
Just give me the first name. Give the first name.
Brian.
And those are the ones that are still over there?
I'm looking at Ray Godfrey, Robert.
Tom.
Say last name.
Tom.
Oh, sorry.
Tom.
No, actually, it's my understanding that there's no one from the district that applied. No one lives here. No one that lives here applied.
Christina lives here.
There's one.
Oh, okay, straight Christina does it.
There's a couple that lived, oh no, I saw one that lived in Salt City.
There's no one that's a relative applying for any of the board members, is there? Or friends of anyone that's an employee at the district?
I have no relatives here.
Yeah, I think I can weed out 4 myself. How about anyone else? And qualifications, what they've done.
This Kevin, he is a great teacher. All of his experiences as a teacher, that's not going to help us.
He has some grant experience.
Has some grant experience, but no sewer experience.
No, he can
Sorry.
I would think if you qualify, they
Maybe he is looking for her application, right? So maybe he is looking for her.
You know what you are reading? I think we need to commend Sherry Nuyen and Levon, I forget what Levon's last name, because they have been at Raleigh for the last 3 days, helping the earthquake victims, because they're part of our Red Cross team for the.
What were their names?
Sherry-
What were their names?
Sherry Nuyen.
Sherry.
She had
You
to
just
sleep
plugged
for
that?
3 days, and Levon, Yacht.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if anybody else from here went or not.
I think I heard Yvonne. How do you spell Yvonne's name? I always.
L-A-B-O-N.
Did you see this?
Pardon me, sir?
L-A-B-O-N.
And her last name is funny. I mean,
Yeah.
And, pardon me?
There's only one here that so far, and there's a few I haven't looked at yet. See that one there?
What's your name? I wanted to tell me you did.
So, okay, I'll put this in
Oh, I already
file.
saw this.
Just after a notary.
I'd also like to make an announcement that we're on the resurfacing of our building. We're going to have a new sign up probably by the end of next week. And the Coachella Water District is going to come out and put us a desert scape in. And the whole thing, the plants, the landscaping, everything, that should be done within probably within a month. We've got to turn in all the papers to them. And they have a program where they do that to conserve water. So that'll be done. So some of our buildings are going to look a lot better. We're going to have to go on farther. We're going to do some more things. We want to get done outside. We're working on a new door for the front. That's top priority right now.
That's all because buildings fall.
Pardon me?
I just, there's the way to shift.
Look around there, everything coming down. Anyway.
It's like my house. My door don't close, they have to shave it every 2 months.
Yeah. And all the money that was, what was all donated money, it's all private money. It's nothing coming from the district.
Is the sign volunteer?
Pardon me?
Is the
No,
sign-
the sign is being paid. We got to pay
Is
for
it
it.
Lamar or?
No,
advertising?
it's Lamar. They're out of La Quinta.
Yes,
And they had the best price. Huh?
Quail, sign.
No.
Was it Jessica?
So this went out for bid?
Jan,
The sign's been out
they
for
came
bid?
in way low
Top
under
of the
bid.
line.
Pardon me?
Top of the line.
Top of the line signs, yeah. Top of the line signs.
That's who's going up for.
That's who's gonna put the sign in. First of all, we're getting the boards put up, new board, we had to put all new boards in, and then they're gonna be painted and all that. And we're gonna do that. The next thing we'll do is restucking the wall there. It's all gotta be restuckled.
When are you doing your floor?
Yeah. What about, Tim was out there, he says he's in, what's it, Coachella Valley? They
Didn't want to pick on
all
everything.
the specs how to make it so we're water efficient, save water to the landscape.
Yeah.
And they're gonna do this?
Yeah, well, we'll do a
They're
lot of
gonna
the work, but they
donate
reimburse us.
$5,000.
Yeah, they'll reimburse us up to $5,000 for our work.
That's Coachella Valley water.
I would like to say something so that you're aware, and I hope it's not true, but I believe that you ought to know what's facing you because you're a board. The rumor is that the fire chief's friend is going to get the general manager's job. Now, I don't know who that is, and I don't know if it's so, and it's probably not, but That's the rumor out there. And,
You know his name?
huh?
So what?
What's his name?
Can't say.
I can't say the name.
Oh.
Well, we want someone, we want
Well, we're
someone
gonna go by
with sewer
these, I don't know.
experience, and I've
You're getting
only
as bad as
seen,
us, you can't.
I've only seen one person
Not
with
in a
sewer
meeting.
experience that I
They
have.
can't tell you in a meeting.
I mean, you should punch my answer in the shit. I have calls like you can't believe, and I tell them, please call you guys. I tried to call Fran about 4 days, and I didn't
I've been
get
out of
Out of
town.
town.
I didn't get a message or anything, so then I wrote you a letter. Did you get my letter?
No,
I sent
I
it.
got my mail as of yesterday.
Sent you a personal letter.
I didn't get it.
I've had calls, about 7 calls, and the last call was from Madeline. The Salton City people, residents, want to light at Salton Bay and New Haven. When I went back and checked, for the last 6 months, I've received about a call a month, or maybe 2 calls on that street, and I forgot to tell you. And I wrote down the street number, and so when Madeline called me, I thought, that really sounds
See, this
familiar.
stuff, if you could, write down, we get new GM, and then we'll bring that up.
Street
Let it
light,
work.
where do you want it?
And I wrote you a letter and formally asked for it, because I told them you should go to the meeting and ask for it, and they said, no, we'd like for you to. So,
Street light where? Salton?
Salton and Haven.
It's the corner down here with the stop sign is.
I went over there and looked, there's not a light at night. It's
Okay.
very dark. And so,
Is there a?
Well, you
light
know,
there?
I know-
Rosa always went and looked at it and decided whether or not it was something the district should put in.
but you know, according to statistics, I mean, according to what they say, if you have, we have about 900 voters. All of them don't vote. But if you have 5 people complain about something, that's over half of the people in your area that would want it. It's like, yeah, statistics. And so
Well, that
you've got
That is
7
true, but remember, every one of them costs something like $1,600 to
Yeah,
put
but
in.
you've got to do something for your people out here, and if they're having safety issues, you really need to take.
I'm just telling you what Rosa told me. She would go out and evaluate it and decide whether or not it warranted a street light. So that's, she says, not everyone that asks for it gets them, because we can't afford that.
I tried for 17 years to get a street light in Desert Shores, and could not, so I understand.
Yeah, I'm just telling you what Rosa told me. She said that she would go out and look, and she would go out after dark, and if she felt that it was warranted, then she would have one put in.
The only thing is that is the main street.
Pardon?
You didn't get that letter, I sent it last Friday.
Something.
I got my mail, my neighbor got my mail for me,
No,
and I got
no,
all.
it came here.
Well, it's not in my mailbox. Did you see a letter from me?
No, but I haven't been here since last Thursday, so it may be at
It's in the business envelope,
Oh, it may be in the post office. It may have been there, because I didn't get it.
but I wrote you because I couldn't get hold of you, I tried to call.
Yeah, I was
Where
in
are the ones-
Arizona.
Let me see this one. Robert. Can I see this others?
Are you compiling a list now, Dale, of who we're gonna interview, or all of them, or is it?
Is there anything against someone knows someone to hire?
As long as, as long as they're not like a relative of ours and we vote on it. No.
Gosh, I'm gonna bring my uncle in. More over here. Uncle Charlie just got out of jail. Looking for a job. Just kidding. Okay.
That's funny.
Of all the ones I looked at, I never saw but one person that had sewer experience.
Jerry?
And had been a GM.
Jerry.
Yeah.
Jerry, yeah, I think that was his name, Jerry.
Yeah, and he got quite the impressive resume there. He is the most, I believe.
How about Kevin? I'm missing Kevin. Everyone went through him. He's got Kevin there. Is there another
We
applicant?
have those there.
I have Kevin here.
Pardon me?
I have Kevin here.
Okay, let's.
Which one is that one there?
See, I write notes on it, that's how I know. This one's no sewer.
I have a question, please. When you're appointing the general manager, or does, I don't quite know how to ask the question. Does the general manager have to have any kind of a certification when the district applies for grants?
Say that again.
Does the general manager have to have any kind of a certification or proof of whatever when the district applies for grants for sewers or parks or anything
No,
like
she
that?
doesn't.
I'm sure they'll probably can come up with some papers showing what grants they've done and gotten.
I just meant like state certification for.
No,
I
maybe
don't think
if they're
anyone
in
can
it,
apply
maybe
for
if they're in
grants.
it as as that was their occupation. I call myself a grant writer, then maybe there's some documentation they may have to show.
I understand
But
what
as a government agency,
What
you
she's
can have
saying is
body
asking
right grants if you want
is, do they have to have certification in sewer work?
No.
Okay,
We
that's
need
what,
a-
I
we
think
need
that's
a-
what you were saying.
Okay,
Yeah.
for sewer, we need a chief plant operator, which is supposed to be a grade 2. He's out right now, we're only grade 2, so that's where we're paying $1,800 a month to this guy who's approved by the state to come in on a monthly, weekly basis for $1,800 a month to make sure we're in compliance with the sewer laws. But as far as grants, no, but as far as sewer, general manager doesn't need to be, we just need a chief plant operator, which we have a service that contract out for it right now until our only grade 2 comes back over.
Well, the policy states that the manager will sign all contracts and negotiate for you.
Don't give
So
them back. Don't
you-
look at them when you
You
call them.
negotiate, when you do a grant, but it just takes a special person to like.
Oh, okay, the ones that you give back that aren't
Are any
qualified.
of your employees encouraged to take classes to get second class sewer license?
Well, several of them, they're gonna run for the test,
That's the last
this,
one we have.
in November, I think.
I didn't think any of them signed up.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's like 3 people. Tim, Eric Allen, I think Manny, I don't know for sure on that. There's 3 of them now that signed up to take the test. They're
Class
studying
two?
for it, yeah, for class 2.
I hope you're fast.
Me too.
Maybe we get one back on. We've got 3 here. Got Kevin, Ray, and Jerry.
That's 3 people.
I think one got mixed up there. Huh? Oh, you did.
You say Kevin, Ray, and Jerry?
That's all I got over here, but there should be Kevin, Ray, Jerry.
Kevin is a teacher.
Robert, I'm missing.
Fran, are they, and maybe you can't answer this, I don't know, are they gonna compensate Jan for taking on this additional responsibility?
We can't do that now. We can't even talk money. We can't do anything.
They have to run a closed session.
I realize that, but I hope they do.
I brought her some chocolate candy.
Well, hopefully if we get somebody on board right away, it won't be necessary.
Hopefully we can do that pretty quick. Hope we can get a general manager fast, which I think we can. I don't think it'll be a problem.
Our series.
The person that we have in mind has to have that ability to help us. That's very important.
Well, let's keep establishing a good report with the water board and they take the books and read those and make sure they do it according to what.
Do you have the 3 over there?
I got 3 of them.
What are you saying about these?
Mr. Snyder, we hired a general manager who came from a town and he had like 25 years of sewer experience. But he didn't do squat out here. And he worked full time. And so.
He was a general manager.
If he's a good general manager, he's gonna learn quickly the codes and things required by the government and by the regional board and your policy here.
That's a criteria that has to have, he has to have that ability.
You know, it really bothered me that you hired a full-time fire chief, but a 3-day or 3-hour a day manager.
Well, with a full-time fire chief, you can get a lot done on, help to.
Well, we don't even have a fire department that doesn't shore.
Pardon me?
We don't have a fire department that doesn't shore. We have a building, and he said that building's not good enough.
That could soon be, that could soon be done.
Who's gonna do that? We don't have to.
Well, they don't want to say, oh, we're actually make them an offer, they know that are unemployed.
Well, when we hired Eric, these ladies from town.
She might be saying that doesn't mean she was
But,
It's called hanging.
but these girls came from Coachella, when they found out our salary rate, they said no. They're probably, how many was it, Dale? Those nice looking ladies that came from Indio and Palm Desert, when we were hired for Eric, and they turned the job down, they didn't pay enough. There was a bunch of them.
These are the two, you got to use your first, right? Which is your file there?
Actually, this is what Eric.
What about this one? Yeah, we can. Okay, this one. Okay. I just want to make sure. So on, Megan, what do you guys think about her? She was assistant general manager.
Whenever you send a letter to Megan,
Why can't you look on your computer and get
you know,
information?
I don't think you should waste her time if that's what they want. That's not what
Yeah. Okay, let's down to two.
You can do it online. Yesterday, my son,
So all of these are
my name, Adelaide, which is a crazy name, and there's a lot.
Those are the ones
Oh, you got them all back from her?
It's right there, my birthday.
Yeah.